Welcome. I'm Pastor Courtney.
And I'm Megan Waters.
And we're from Laguna United Methodist Church. And you're tuned in to our weekly Lenten Journey podcast where we come together to talk about ways that we can grow and strengthen our faith together. This past Sunday, I talked about in our sermon about there is more to life than you could ever imagine, more than you can think of. Even though you may have had setbacks, you may have had struggles, life in God, there is so much more to discover and experience.
I know as someone who's gone into a creative field, I'm the director of music here at Laguna Beach United Methodist. I've been posed with this thought of, do you follow your passion or do you choose a career of stability? And being a musician and an entrepreneur, I have kind of found my own path in making it work, right? Yeah. But I'm curious from your pastoral lens and also just what the Bible tells us, passion or stability, do we really have to choose? And I want to kind of dive in with the first question here, which kind of starts out with you. Courtney, what is the best and worst life advice that you've ever received?
So the best advice, I believe, was to love people, to love the people. I had a bishop when I was in youth ministry, before becoming into full pastoral ministry, that I told every pastor that he met, no matter where you're sent to serve, because we're Methodists, we're appointed annually, love the people. And I think that was the best, regardless of how you're treated or received. Love covers a multitude of things. Right. And so him sharing that, he just recently passed away a couple months ago, but him sharing that really made a difference in my life and the work in ministry. You know, can you love God's people? If you can love God's people, then you can serve them. So I think that was the best advice. The worst advice, I would probably say that I received, I'll be very blunt, they don't need to know your personal life. They don't need to know your struggles. Just show up and have a woman on your arms and just smile. And so it really gave off this fictitious look of what it meant to be a pastor in a first family. And unfortunately, that individual that shared that with me was married, had a wife, and is now divorced and still struggling because they were not living in their truth.
Right.
And so sometimes in ministry, we find ourselves kind of going back to a sermon I preached about a month ago about beyond the veil. Sometimes we hide behind who we really are because of what we think people want to see. And what I have learned is that people want the authentic you. They don't want this cookie cutter pastor that's going to fit every room and every space. They want someone who's going to sit with them, struggle with them, and also enjoy their successes. So loving the people versus putting on a facade, that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference. That's a big difference. And, I think it's a testament to the culture shift that we're experiencing in general. Yeah. I think that for so long and for so many generations, you had to be perfect. You had to be professional. Nothing could be going wrong in your life or else it seeps into your work, and work was the most important thing. Yeah. And we're moving into this, I think, culture of finding more balance. Right. And being our authentic selves. And I think that's a really big plus about where we're going. I'm very grateful for that personally.
Well, it is. And you can achieve more and be more when you're comfortable in your skin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to someone who is chasing both the idea of following their passion but also needing that stability? How do they find that balance?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Last night we were picking up dinner at KFC. I know I shouldn't eat that, but We were exhausted, couldn't cook last night, so we were picking up dinner at the KFC, and I heard one of the workers talking to another worker, and it actually kind of troubled me a little bit, because he said, "What are you doing?" You know, and the worker said, "Well, you know, I'm trying to look at the schedule to see, you know, if I'm on for the rest of the week because I need the money." Mm-hmm. And one of the workers said to the other worker, she said, you know, you need to go to college and better your career. You don't want to be working here all your life. Mm. And I thought, well, that's insensitive, and that's, you know, this is the only means of income they have right now.
Right.
So, you know, sometimes we kind of put everyone into one box, and we don't know everybody's story.
What about, especially with some of us kind of in the later stages of life who may be in retirement and looking to find that passion?
I was talking to one of our members a couple Sundays ago, shared with me he's considering retiring. And I said, "Oh, that's great." He said, "Yeah, but what am I going to do afterwards?" This is all I know for the past 35 years.
It's a big question. Don't
close your minds. Don't close your hearts and your spirits. Maybe you are, you know, a widow or widower. You know, maybe you are alone. But there's someone out there that is looking for companionship and friendship that will help you, each of you, along the journey. Maybe you're looking for a new hobby. My mom's looking to retire in a few years. I told her, "Come on out, move to California." Mm-hmm. You know, explore different things that you want to do, and just get out there and get your feet wet. There's more than we can think or even imagine that God has in store for us.
That's true.